Hi, my name's Tony and I'm from the Supco, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about the all-new Red Paddle Co 12.6 Voyager for 2021. So here it is, the all-new Red Paddle Co 12.6 Voyager for 2021. And this is far from a rehash and update of colorways. This is a completely new board, and it has totally transformed this touring board segment of the market. And it's down to one simple thing really. Red Paddle Co have done what I thought was impossible. They have changed, they have transformed the underside of this board with one simple thing. And I say simple, the results are simple and the benefits are huge. How they've done it, well, that's the magic of Red Paddle Co. But let's take the board and we'll roll it up onto the rail just so you can actually see the underside of the board in the nose section. And it's this here, this is the V section, the V hull that Red Paddle Co have created in not only this, the 12.6 Voyager, but also the 13.2. And it totally transforms this board, makes it far more capable in terms of what it can deal with from a sea state standpoint, more chop, a confused sea state as a whole. You know, this board wasn't phased by much in the first place, but now, I mean, wow, it's just absolutely unreal. It tracks better than it has done ever before. That's also down to the twin US fin box that it's running, but it's absolutely mind-blowing. That used to be the preserve totally for all hardboards. That was the one thing that a hardboard always had over an inflatable, was that ability to shape and change the contours in the underside of the board. And don't get me wrong, a hardboard still, you can control all of the surfaces. Red have managed to do it in the forward section of this board. You know, so there are always advantages in a hardboard. But when it comes down to it, that you want a completely very easy to transport, lightweight, easy to manage, really hard wearing board, it will take knocks and so on, but one that doesn't compromise in terms of its underwater surfaces and the performance that it gives, the 12.6 Voyager is as close as you're ever gonna get. And that stands the same true for the 13.2 Voyager also. Again, a very capable board. Check out our video on the 13.2 Voyager just up here. But look, let's run you through down from the nose to the tail as we do in all of our videos here at the Sup Company. And it's the same overall outline plan that we've had previously with the 12.6 Voyager. So we've still got that 12'6" length overall, 32 inches wide and 6 inches thick. But the nose of the board fills out very quickly actually for what is a touring shape to its overall width of 32 inches, and that makes this board ridiculously stable. It carries a huge amount of weight, 150 kilos plus, with absolute ease, but it's the V hull on the underside now that really transforms that overall performance, and it tracks much better than it has done previously. The other nice thing is that we've got is Red have done away with their crisscross bungee system. They've now introduced across their entire range in 2021 this one-touch belt system, which I have to say, you know, I'm a big fan of. It's very easy to use. The nice thing with it is these wide webbing straps mean you can secure you know, footwear very easily on this cargo system. You've also got on the Voyager, you have a mounting system as well, so it'll take a 6mm female threaded mount for say like a GoPro or similar, not only in the forward section, but up there as well on the cargo net also. Running back through to the deck pad, we've still got this red repeater graphic, which I really like. It's actually very comfortable on the foot and sheds water very easily. A great change that they've made in both Voyager models, the 13.2 and the 12.6, is this new carry handle. They used to sit in parallel to the main center handle, and that actually restricted your stance, your width. You couldn't maximize the full width of the board. You were always either stood on the strap, which was a bit uncomfortable to you, and standing up inside and slightly narrower as a result. In setting them simply slightly further forward, it's much more usable space, and then you can be much more central on the board as well. And I guess it really shows that Red do paddle their own kit. They do understand what paddlers want, and they do listen to feedback from people like ourselves and you out there as well. A nice plastic free carry handle in the center, very comfortable, very easy to manage the board with. And this red repeater graphic just flows all the way back down to the board and crosses over into this diamond cut finish. It's worth noting that the deck pad covers a huge amount of area of the board in 2021, so you could just move around with it really confidently, and it will always provide grip underfoot. A nice addition is Redder fitted 6 D-rings to the tail of the board this year. So by adding a bungee system in a normal crisscross fashion, you can either do it just across here or run over the entire course if you're carrying lots and lots of kit. The nice thing with those 6 different points is, depending on the weight of the kit, it does mean that you can balance the board and trim it to the distance you're paddling and the amount of kit that you're carrying. Another carry handle there on the tail that also incorporates the D-ring on the board, and then the valve is just fitted within the deck pad now, and it just helps clean up the overall deck finish, and it's just cracking. The other thing that they incorporate into the Voyager series are Red's painted RSS battens, and RSS stands for Rigid Stiffening System, and these battens simply tuck into the pockets and they make it on a 6-inch board like this roughly 10 to 15% stiffer in the standing area, and they make a noticeable difference. But let's take the board and pop it up onto its rail yet again, and you can have a look at that underside and that beautiful V hull. The V hull also incorporates a nose runner that we've had in previous editions of the Voyager, and it's great to see it back. It just helps with wind in a crosswind situation particularly, and just encourages more and more tracking. That V hull there, yeah, we've discussed that. It's just a really beautiful bit of engineering, and hats off to Red Paddle Co for that one. As you follow the board back there, you can see really just how wide it is. But then we finish out at these colour matched twin US fin boxes. Red have done away with a single US fin box in 2021. And that's really because all the learnings that they've had with their hugely successful compact series. And the compacts, the fin boxes on those are towed in towards the centre line. So that means that as the board's paddled forward, each fin box is basically driving towards the centre line, and they're cancelling one another out. But the result is, in that cancellation of effort, is simply tracking. The board just wants to stay straighter and truer than it ever has done before. That alone would have been a huge improvement, but once you then add in the V hull as well, this board just wants to go like an arrow, straight and true, and it is a fantastic board to paddle. The other nice thing to note is that those 2 fins are actually 7 inches long, not like the 9-inch fin that we've had previously, so it means that you can just paddle in slightly shallower waters without issue. But overall, if you are looking for a hugely capable, extremely stable, very voluminous touring board in 2021, then the Red Paddle Co 12.6 Voyager is a must-have for your shortlist, and well worth a look. Thanks for watching our video. If you've got any questions about what you've seen, why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesupco.com. If you want to stay up to date with all of our videos, then why not subscribe up here. If you want to take a look at our next video though, have a look up here.